see something for you and your family. Make a puppet from things you've got. Scissors and glue, now write the plot. Watch, make, share.
Today on People Behind the Puppets, I'm speaking to Ellie Mills. She's the in-house designer here at Little Angel. Hello, Ellie. I'm Angel.
Hello!
Hello. So, Ellie, how did you first get into making puppets?
Well, I think it's quite a long story, really, but I started making puppets when I was really little, and like putting on little performances for my family, and we would do like little stop motion things and like play with our cuddly toys and make like, videos on my dad's old camcorder. And then I think I sort of forgot about it for a while. And then when I was studying at university, they had like a puppetry module, and just fell back in love with it there. And I was just like, all the possibilities that you can do and the fun that you can have with puppets, it just really pulled me back in.
Yeah. So, what is it that you really enjoy most about making puppets?
I think like it's so much fun to sort of like gather all of these materials and then like bring something to life out of all of these like quite ordinary, boring stuff, and that you can kind of, I think, give life to something, which is always really exciting. And that moment where you can see the character forming is always really fun. The first thing that I like to do once a puppet is like made is find its song and give it a dance.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's always the best thing to do with a puppet.
And you actually work at Little Angel Theatre. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, no, I do. I absolutely love it. So I started working here in the creative learning department. I was the participation manager. So I was teaching other people, particularly children, how to make puppets. But then because of lockdown, all of our sort of participation stuff stopped, or at least went digital, and there wasn't so much of it. And then we had this sort of real upsurge of digital content that we wanted to be able to deliver. And so Sam, our artistic director, asked me to do some more design work because she knew that was my background and help support in that digital content. So after doing a little bit of that, we decided to sort of create this design department, and I became the in-house designer, which is very, very exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. So, Ellie, when you're making a puppet, what are 3 things you need to consider?
So, 3 things. I would say knowing what your puppet needs to do is really important. So if there's anything particular in the show that you're designing for, if there's any particular activity or emotion that they need to get across, you need to make sure that your puppet's able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I would also say making sure that you can give it life. So any little bits of character that you can build into your puppet that means that it is easy for your puppeteer to move it, but also show the audience what your puppet's thinking or feeling. That's really important. And what would I say the last thing? Oh, like weight is really important. So we've got to remember that our puppeteers are probably like hidden behind, tucked down under somewhere, holding a puppet over their head. And so we have to remember the strain on our puppeteers when we're making it as well.
Yes, yes. And Ellie, what's your favourite type of puppet?
Oh, there are so many. What would be my favourite? I would say that I do really enjoy a moving mouth puppet.
Hooray!
Yay! Exactly. I think there's so much joy to be had, and like so much fun to have that like little snap. It's always fun to play with. So yeah, I think that was one of my favourites.
Thank you. And Ellie, have you got a puppet our viewers can make at home?
I do. It's a really simple little puppet. It is of a squirrel. I decided to make mine as a red squirrel because they're endangered, and I just like to try and promote them as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Got it here, a little squirrel.
Oh.
And you've got a little moving tail, so you can scamper along the ground, sniff, 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 looking for nuts, and you can jump up. You've seen something, and then you've got a little moving mouth as well.
Oh, wow. Is that your fingers inside the mouth?
Yeah, so it's really simple little job. We've actually got my fingers inside the head, and then my thumb's just looped around the body there. My thumb goes in there, my finger in there, and then we can just hold on to the tip of his tail.
That's great. So if you want to make a squirrel puppet just like Ellie's, you can download the instructions from our website. Ellie, thanks so much for chatting to me today. It's been lovely.
Thank you, Angel.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.